Get in here!
Alright. So last time, got the 7th badge. Beat the Ghost Gym, or excuse me, Psychic Gym. Now that I can finally climb, I can go wherever I want. But after doing that, I got the alert that I have more classes to take, so that's what I'm going to do first. Just bust right in, why don't I? Oh, whoops. Good evening. Yep, so everything's pretty much been, kept up with. So now we're doing the 6th classes of everything. Biology first. Hello, I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Next time we meet, we'll have our final exam. That means today's our last actual class. And the topic for this class will be Pokemon forms. You just can't think of forms as shapes or appearances that Pokemon have. Or rather, you can think of that. There's also a phenomenon called a form change, where Pokemon's appearance changes under certain conditions. Cyclozar, for example, which we regularly ride on as transportation here in Paldea, has 3 forms. First is its basic form, where it walks on 4 legs. Second is its battle form, where it stands on its hind legs to engage in battle. And finally, there's its ride form, where it inflates its throat sac in its tail so we can ride on its back. I'm having a hard time reading this morning. Though we could use something you're all carrying with you now as an even better example. Yep, I'm talking about your phones. Some smartphones are inhabited by a certain Pokemon. Does anyone know what the Pokemon I'm referring to? It is Rotom. You're a regular expert on Pokemon and technology, aren't you? The Pokemon inside your smartphone is Rotom, and it does all sorts of things to help you out. A Rotom inside a Rotom phone is special, so it doesn't try to enter other electronics. An ordinary Rotom, however, can change form by entering watch machines, microwave ovens, and other electronic appliances. Rotom is a bit of an exception, though. Many Pokemon that change form do so simply by holding an item or having one used on them. Excuse me. Oricorio, for example, has 4 different forms. Oops. Has 4 different forms. Pokemon may even change type or learn different moves when they change form. Form changes are different from evolution in that Pokemon can return to its original form. Unlike shiny Pokemon, which can't change their special coloration, the same individual Pokemon can go back and forth between its forms. There's a lot to dig into with this form change phenomenon, as you can see. We can all learn something from Pokemon here, don't you think? Bit of a stretch, but I'd be happy to see you all enjoy your time at the Academy to the fullest, and change form into a new version of yourselves. Or something like that, anyway. Oh, I almost forgot. Regional forms, which vary based on what region a Pokemon came from, don't change like other forms. They're an innate... Whoops, that's the bell. I guess I was scatterbrained, Mr. Jock, right up to the very end, huh? I had a great time teaching all of you. I hope you'll do your best on the final exam. I'm not too worried. Alright. Oh, we can do the final. You know what? Why not? Let's just get out of here. Let's just finish up these classes. Let's be done. Hello everyone. Today's our final exam. It will cover everything I've taught you so far, but I'm sure you will all do just fine. Take your time and contemplate each question carefully. Alright. How many of the following 4 methods make it easier to catch Pokemon? I forget if using a Poketoy works. I'm gonna go with all 4. True or false? You can get new Pokemon only by catching them yourself or trading with other trainers. Yes. If a Pokemon is holding an Everstone, we'll use it in an item that induces evolution, such as a Firestone, cause it to evolve. No. What's the probability of running into a shiny Pokemon? In 6,000? I can't think if it's 4,000 or 6,000. I'll go with 4. True or false? The Pokemon knows Oricorio has 3 forms. No, it said it had 4. This question won't affect your grade. Do you have anything you would like to say about my class? I'm still getting used to this teaching thing, but I sure had fun as your teacher. Thanks. Thanks for doing your job. Okay, time's up whether you like it or not. I hope everyone enjoyed tackling those questions. I stuck in a little bonus question there at the end. Again, it's our secret, don't tell the director. I'll read these right away. I hope you're all looking forward to seeing how you did. I probably failed. I'm sure I got at least one of those wrong. Let's see. So 3 to pass and 4 to... Oh, 4 to pass the final exam. Ah! I failed! Oh no. I gotta take it again. I'll just say 3. Let's try that. I feel like how else would you get a new Pokemon? Sure, then we'll just do a different answer. Or let's try that. Let's try that. I feel like now the only one I actually know is the Oricorio one, since the dude actually, like, literally just talked about it. Wow. Clearly, I don't know Pokemon very well. I'm just gonna keep... I'm gonna go back to this. Let's try that. At least this is quick. I might just, if I get it, like, awful again, I think I'm just gonna look it up. Apparently I can only answer 2 out of 5 no matter what I do. So, okay. So let's see where we messed up here. So apparently this question, only 2 of them make it easier. Inflicting paralysis, sure. I don't know what the other one is then. I thought maybe Starling doesn't help. That's fine, but maybe it's paralysis and a berry. Either way, apparently it's 2. And I guess this is false. I don't know how else you can get new Pokemon. I guess being gifted Pokemon? Is that what it is? I was right the first time in this. It would not cause them to evolve. That's the point. I was also right about this initially too. It's the one in 4,000. And I already knew this one also, so... So it seems that the first time I did this... I don't know, I thought I would have gotten at least 3 right. The first time. I don't know. Alright. Four out of 5. I literally looked up the answers. What are you talking about? Whatever. Congrats to me. NintendoLife.com, you've led me astray. Now let's keep going. I almost wonder if, like, you're not allowed to get 5 out of 5. Hello everyone, I hope we can have fun once again today for our last class together. Last time we learned about probability using move accuracy as an example. Probability is quite an interesting subject. Did you know that in a class with 40 students, there is a 90% chance that 2 of them will have the same birthday? This is true even despite the fact that there are over 300 days each year. Isn't that remarkable? But let's move on to today's topic before we get swept along with probability again. I've been teaching you all how to calculate damage in this class using examples like type matchups, critical hits, stat bonuses, and the like. All of the variables are multiplied together to calculate damage dealt to an opponent. However, did you know that there is even a simpler way to increase the damage of your Pokemon's moves? All you have to do is have your Pokemon use a move it shares a type with. Oh, we're talking about stab moves. If a rock Pokemon uses the rock type move Stone Edge, the move's base power of 100 is multiplied by 1.5 to become 150. Ground and rock may seem like similar types, but if a ground type Pokemon uses Stone Edge, the move's power will remain 100. Super effective moves and critical hits also add multipliers onto this little numerical increase, so it's most certainly not to be taken lightly. Let me ask you a question to see if you understand what I'm talking about here. So you have a move with a power of 100. If a Pokemon shares a type with this move, uses it, and hits its opponent that it's weak to that type, what happens to that move's power? 200? Oh, see, I'm bad at math. First, using a move that shares a type with its user multiplies the move's base power of 100 by 150, or by 1.5 to make the move 150. The fact that the opponent is weak to that move's type then doubles that power from 150 to 300. The original power of the move ends up being tripled. Isn't that amazing? What's more, if a Pokemon Terra Stylizes and its Terra type matches one of its original types, then the bonus it gets for using a move of that same type increases from 1.5 to 2. Of course, being able to use a lot of moves with different types is great as well. That's one way you can surprise your opponent. In the end, your own innate characteristics are what will really let you shine the most. Bear in mind that this is true for both humans and Pokemon. It would sure make me happy if you could take those words to heart. But I suppose I should really have shared this basic advice right from our first lesson. My apologies. And just like that class is over, the last of our time together flew by in the blink of an eye. It was so much fun to be able to teach all of you eager students about numbers. Next class will be our fun final exam. Be sure to review the material. Alright, so we don't have to do this weird, like, back and forth thing again. I'm just going to, like, look at the question, say what I would have answered, then look to the answers for reference. We're just gonna do that. Though I still think I got, like, screwed out of that biology exam. I feel like I should have gotten them all right. At least if these answers were correct. I'm sure the fun experiences you've all had in my class will serve you well as your answer. Alright, how many Great Balls could you purchase with 3,000 if each one costs 600? Well, I mean 6 times 5 is 30, so I would assume 5. Yes. If a Water-type move with a power of 100 lands a critical hit on a Grass-type Pokemon, what will the move's power be? Well, Water's not great against Grass. Let's see. So the critical hit should be 1.5, but it's not very effective, so I guess if you halved it, it would be 75? Yes. Under normal conditions, what percent chance does Stone Edge have to land a critical hit? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. 12%? Oh, yeah. I guess that's most moves anyway? Question mark? If a Pokemon uses Sword Stance twice to boost its attack by 4 stages, how much damage will its physical move then do? Let's see. So 1.5 to 2.53. So would it do triple damage? Yes. I'm doing a lot better on the math somehow. If a rock type Pokemon whose Terra type is rock Terra Stylizes, what will the power of its rock type moves be multiplied by? I already forget if it's by 1.5 or 2. 2? 2. Cool. Alright, so I would have gotten this 100% regardless. This test was the culmination of all that I taught you, and I'm sure you all did just fine. Go and ask for your scores at the front desk, and then take a nice break. Yeah, we're gonna keep going. Alright. Let's see. Five out of 5. Okay, that one made sense. But I still get the same reward, so I guess it really doesn't matter as long as you pass. But it's still strange. I'm still not sure where in biology I went wrong. I almost want to look it up, honestly. Oh, here we go. Good old Reddit. Question 3 in the biology final asks if use an evolution item on a Pokemon holding... The answer flag is correct is no. This isn't right. That is how episodes work in Gen 2 and 3, but start with Gen 4 evolution items. No, that's not it. I don't know, who cares? It worked out in the end. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now a part of history. Today is our last class, so I'd like to unravel the marvels of that history as presented to us one last time. In our last class, I taught you about the Area Zero expedition of 200 years ago, correct? The last 200 years is not that long ago. Not that long ago at all. How unfortunate that our history lessons must march so inexorably towards the future. Would it not be more of an adventure to march toward the past instead? To start from our present and study history in reverse? Sure, why not? So you agree with me, do you? However, I'm afraid I risk incurring the wrath of our dear director if I stray from the curriculum. I suppose I have no choice but to let the flow of time carry us toward the future. In this last class of ours, I shall fill your minds with the history of the terrestrial phenomenon. The technology behind Terra Orbs has its origins in Area Zero. Even after the Area Zero expedition supposedly reached the crater's deepest depths, others continue to explore that area. And around 140 years ago, Pokemon cloaked in a mysterious light were discovered there. As you may have already guessed, these were in fact terrestrialized Pokemon. However, when those who discovered these Pokemon brought them out of Area Zero, the light faded and the terrestrial phenomenon remained a mystery for quite some time. However, 10 years ago, that might as well have been present day, a certain someone you have definitely heard of unraveled this mystery. Ah, perfect time to make eye contact, young. Rise and answer me this. What is the name of the famous professor who unraveled the terrestrial phenomenon mystery? I'm gonna assume it's Turo. Correct, I think that you, a new transfer to our academy, can correctly answer this question. You must be very diligent in your studies. Approximately 10 years ago, a professor named Turo unraveled the mystery of the terrestrial phenomenon. He discovered that the shining crystals down in Area Zero... It is my first time, yes. Hello. He discovered that the shining crystals down in Area Zero, or rather that the energy they emit, is what causes Pokemon to terrestrialize. This led to the professor to invent Terra Orb technology and to develop a practical use for it. This technology was then shared with both the Pokemon League and our academy. You're excited for me? Well, thank you. You fortunately, I think, missed the part where I failed the biology exam like 3 times for some reason. Clearly, I don't know very much about Pokemon. But I did a lot better on the math, so that's something. I'm just trying to wrap up all the final exams right now, and then I think I might head towards the last gym. Rumor has it that Director Clavella was one of the researchers on the professor's team. Alas, the story is much less exciting now that someone we all know appears in it. Modern history truly is dull, isn't it? It truly is. I agree. Modern history is boring history. Alright, so let's take this here final exam. Don't be tardy, she says. Class only starts when I enter the room. It's a strange way to structure the curriculum, but there you go. Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your mind and answer the questions. What is the area within the Great Crater of Paldea called? It's called Area 0. How many years ago was this academy founded? 805, I think? The edible is kicking in. Oh, word. Thank you for following. Whatever you gotta do. I hope you have a lovely time. Which of these did not appear in the Paldean fairy tale about the four treasures? I think it was a folding fan. The tablets and the beads and all that sound familiar. Which areas your expedition member wrote the record of the team's activities? That was Heath. Because there was no thief or thief, but good try, game. And we just talked about this. Professor Turo invented the Terra Orbs 10 years ago. Your time is up, put your writing utensils down. You must excuse that last question, it is too shallow and ridiculous to be on a history test, but alas, the director forced me to include it. Okay then. Very bitter. There you go. I mean, hey, whatever works. I like that Squirtle Squad emo. He's pretty cool. So let's see, how well did we do? 5 out of 5. Heck yeah. I don't know why biology tricked me up so much. Even like looking at the answers, I still only got 4 out of 5 answers. I have no idea what happened. Okay. Languages. Hello, my guy, with his crazy part. My dear friends, how are you all today? It's time for the last of Salvatore's language lessons. Are you ready? Because, again, I don't read his French if I can help it. What a fantastic response. Great answer, that is. Perfect for our last class together. I love it. And today we'll once again be having a listening lesson. Go for it, my assistant. Hi, Pikachu. Let's get right to it. For our last listening class, tell everyone how you're feeling right now. Can you feel it? That's one contagious emotion in Pikachu's voice. What emotion do you suppose he was trying to convey? I mean, doesn't change his facial expression. I'm gonna say pain because when Pikachu faints in Pokemon Yellow, like your starter Pikachu, he says cha in a very agonized way. Did Pikachu sound like he was in pain? When Pikachu says cha, he's expressing happiness. Oh, whoops. But I didn't have to ask Pikachu to put on an act today. Oh no, I simply asked it to show you all how it felt by getting to have a class with you. Getting to meet so many new friends and stay together in this class with you. It's made me and my little Pikachu so very happy. And let me give you one last piece of advice. As you live your lives, I'm sure you all have times when you get mad or sad, maybe even more than you'd like. Everything has its ups and downs. Life is a veritable roller coaster. But in the end, that is, there is surely happiness waiting for you. So keep a smile on your face, even in the hardest of times. Alright, so apparently this Pikachu says cha when it's happy. Sure. When you're faced with a problem that you can't handle alone, find someone to rely on. Be it a teacher, your family, your friends, anyone. Our next lesson will be our final exam. Oh, alright. Maybe more in the anime, Pikachu's chas mean happy. I do not know. Alright, Pikachu, I guess you're gonna be part of the final exam. Today we take our final exam. Relax and do your best. Are you ready? Let's begin. What do the following means delicious? Well, gracias and merci are thank you, so the word that looks like delicious probably means delicious. What do these two foreign phrases mean? Well, je and ich, because this is French and German, both mean I, so it's definitely not time to eat. I'm gonna go with I love you, because I think we'd actually had a lesson about that. Pega! Okay, well, we learned that happiness is cha, so it's not that. It sounded kind of aggressive, so we're gonna go with anger, I think. Oh, and there's cha, which we now know is happy. What is your beloved teacher's name? Amador, Labrador, Isidore, Salvatore. I wonder. That was like the easiest one so far, I think. I assume the obligatory last question gave you no trouble. I was like, how are you able to get away with that? Meanwhile, when What's-His-Face puts a bonus question on, the director gets upset. This is like a graded question. I guess he didn't teach us enough to really warrant a 5th question. Alright, how'd we do? 5 out of 5. Hell yeah. Give me them candies. Alright, next. Battle studies. This is our last class, but don't let those energy levels drop before we wrap things up. You've shown that you have more than enough knowledge to be super strong battlers. I don't know that I have much left to teach you. But we can always aim for ever greater heights. So today I'm going to teach you about the rules of link battles. When two trainers participate in link battles together, they can engage in either single battles or double battles with each other. And if you're playing in a group of 4, you can all battle each other in multi-battles. Now, when you're out having battles during your independent study, you can use whatever number of Pokemon you like, and they can be any level. But in link battles, there are special rules to keep in mind. Some of these special rules involve adjusting Pokemon's levels. Now, the no restrictions rules lets all Pokemon stay at their current level. It lets trainers use multiple Pokemon of the same species and multiples of the same held item too. But if you choose to use normal rules, all Pokemon will be set to level 50 for your battles regardless of what level they actually are. This even includes lower level Pokemon. They'll get a power boost to participate. We don't explain how that works. Normal rules let you use multipliers, or rather, let you use multiples of the same Pokemon species and of the same held items too. The great part about this rule set is that it lets any of your Pokemon participate. All they have to do is learn some good moves. Lastly, the rules set called Flat Rules mostly affects Pokemon over level 50. Such Pokemon will be set to level 50 for the duration of the battle. The Flat Rules rule set is the one often used for official tournaments. This rule does not allow trainers to use multiple Pokemon of the same species or multiples of the same held item. Alright, here's a question for you. Which rule set should you pick if you want to use a lower level Pokemon and keep its level low? You want to use a lower level and keep it low. Normal rules? Isn't that what it said though about the other rules, the flat rules, that it puts it all level 50 anyway? Whatever. If you got some clever strategy that you need to use a level 5 Pokemon for, your best bet is to choose the flat rule set. Whatever, dude. Oh, maybe it just meant that you can't be above 50. Maybe that's what it means? Like, any level 50 and below? Did I not read that correctly? Whatever. Of course, you can also choose no restrictions if you want to battle with any Pokemon you want, and you level with any held item. Yeah, just do that. That's a pretty cool rule set for when you just want to battle freely with your friends. In conclusion, normal rules adjust all Pokemon levels to 50. Flat rules let you use level up Pokemon at their actual levels. Oh, I see. So yeah, I had misunderstood. Sometimes when you read out loud, you don't take in everything you're reading because you're busy trying to read out loud. It's one of those things. We'll blame that. It's fine. Alright, let's take this test here. It finally gets to my favorite classes. Heart and Omag. These also be my favorite out of all these in real life. Because art is cool, and home ec is useful. Oh wow, look at you in a classroom. Time to put on your game faces and do battle with those test sheets. Which tier boosts attack and special attack for allies for a terror raid? I think it would be a go all out. That makes sense to me. What do we call the battles that Pokemon sent out with the R button do on their own? You can do it battles, auto fights. Probably auto battles. How should you obtain LP? Hack the system. That sounds great. I don't think you get any LP for doing gym, so I guess it's exchanging materials. A high-level Pokemon that are adjusted to what level when using flat rules and link battles. 50. When using normal rules, you can use multiple Pokemon of the same species in multiple... Yes. Yes, you can. I saw you given it everything you've got. I'm sure you'll all get perfect scores. You all did so well in my class. If you pass this test, you'll officially be a battle master. I don't know about that. If I was a battle master, my Nuzlocke wouldn't be so challenging. Alright. 5 out of 5. Alright, 2 more classes to go. We can move on with our lives. Unless we have to do more teacher interactions, then I guess I can do that too. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, at it again. Is it Hassel or Hassel? We'll go with Hassel. My, how time flies, as they say. Indeed, our time together has certainly flown by. It's hard to believe that this is our last class. Now, our topic for today may feel somewhat unrelated to art, but there is absolutely no set definition as to what art should be. Therefore, let us carry on with the discussion and see where it takes us. There are 2 things I wish to focus on today: ribbons and marks. Both ribbons and marks are special honors that capture Pokemon's qualities. There will be times when your Pokemon gives maximum effort towards a noteworthy experience. In recognition of its feats and accomplishments, it can be given a ribbon. To give an example, if you manage to become incredibly close to a Pokemon, it may be granted the Best Friends ribbon. Incidentally, there is a person named Cascarafa who gives your Pokemon a Best Friends ribbon. Marks, on the other hand, are mostly found on wild Pokemon when you meet them for the first time. They can symbolize the character of a Pokemon, such as the Rowdy mark or the Vigor mark. It's completely up to luck whether you'll run into a Pokemon with these marks. So if you're able to catch a Pokemon with a mark, rejoice at your astounding fortune. Does anyone know what special thing you can do with Pokemon that have ribbons or marks? I've seen, like, not in my game obviously, but like, I've seen that people can title their Pokemon, or the Pokemon have titles, so we're gonna go with that. Your knowledge is impressive. The correct answer is that a Pokemon with ribbons or marks can be given titles. What's more, so they can be sent into battle displaying a title of your choosing. For example, you can send out a Gible with a Best Friends ribbon by declaring, "Go Gible the Great Friend." And while I know I just said that marks are generally found found already on Pokemon when you meet them for the first time, it seems that more recently Pokemon can be awarded certain marks based on their efforts. These marks, such as the Gourmand mark, the Item Fighter mark, the Partner mark, and so on. Perhaps it might be fun to try to work out how to get each mark using its name as a clue. Well, that just about wraps up our last class. The next is the final exam. Please review our material closely so you can pass on your first try. Heard. Let's give it a go. Honestly, I can't wait till I'm done with these classes. Like, I'm a little over it. I do hope you're all ready because it's time for your final exam. Focus and do your best. And begin. What is the name of the restaurant where you can change a Pokemon's Terra type? The Treasure Eatery. What is the name of Brassius' signature art installation that we discussed in class? The Surrendering Sunflora? How many waterfalls are counted among the 10 sites of Paldea? Oh, I have no idea. I'll fucking know. 2? Where can you find the Million Volts Skyline? I think that was in Levincia. The marks a Pokemon has are present when you first meet and none can be added later. No, because we literally just learned it can be added later. Alright, pencils down. I like how there's just such a varying collection of ages here. And that one girl over there is just reading her book. She's like not even paying attention. Thank you all for learning so much about art with me. The time we shared has left a mark that I will treasure, I promise you. And it is my sincere wish that all of you go on to be even greater, more prosperous in the future. And that's that. Oh, sweet. Alright, one more to go. Put away your phones, it is time to begin our last class together. Home economics is the study of life's necessities, but looking back on our time together, I realized that I focused mostly entirely on food. I hope it's not too late to shift to a discussion of clothing, another necessity, in our class. As I'm sure you are aware, our academy has an air of freedom about it. We provide uniforms for each season to accommodate the diverse climate of Paldea. Our students are free to wear whichever style they wish whenever they please. You should all have received 4 sets of tops and bottoms, one each for spring, summer, fall, and winter, when the academy accepted you. If by chance you were not aware of this, you may wish to peruse your wardrobe. As long as you wear a school uniform, the rest of your ensemble need not be so school-issued. This includes your bag or your hat, if you choose to wear one, or even free to style your hair however you wish. Mr. Salvatore's hairstyle, for example, would almost certainly have been against school rules when I was a boy. That reminds me. There is one more thing I'd like you all to decorate, which I must say I find quite charming. Our Rotom phones, because I've been wanting to change my case for a while. But I want the black case, not the weird cases I've seen. That's the adorable little thing I was speaking of. Oh, and I must admit that I'm fascinated by Rotom phones and how to customize them. What's that? How very intriguing. So there's a shop called Deliberate Presents where you can purchase cases for your Rotom phones. I thank you for that useful bit of information. I shall have to go myself first thing tomorrow to get an adorable case of my liking. Forgive me, I seem to have gotten a little carried away with this small talk. As this class known as Home Economics nears its end, I offer these final words to you who have been honing everyday life skills with me. My field of study is not so decisive as the likes of mathematics, for instance, where test scores might play a part in deciding your future. However, as you go on to cook for yourselves, to take care of your Pokemon, to decide what to wear in the morning when you awaken, I would be honored if what I taught you serves to smoothen out and enrich your lives, even if only a little. This sentiment was imparted to me by Mr. Hassel and his particular outlook on such matters. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for seeing this class through to the end. Our time together has come to a close for today. Prepare to do your best on the final exam. I wonder how prevalent home economics class is taught. I know it's not as much as it used to be, but I think there are still some places that do it. My school did not have it, though. Yeah, we had really nothing like that. Time has come to test how well you have... Whatever. My brain died for a second there. Alright, which of the following meal powers makes it easier to come across shiny Pokemon? Sparkling power. Sounds about right. Which of the following is not an effective egg power? Prob's not hatching Pokemon. Or hatching stronger Pokemon, I should say. What is a simple yet important tactic for increasing the effectiveness of meal powers? Make food with others. What is the correct action to take when your double Pokemon becomes dirty? You would want to wash it, of course. This is a question about Academy rules. Should you change your uniform tops and bottoms to probably match each season? It does not matter, because I'm currently wearing Winter. It's the only decent looking one. I made the questions a little easier than I'd planned to, as a way of saying thank you for informing me about the run of phone cases. I trust that you all gave this exam everything you had, so you will not have to retake it. Alright, 40 minutes later, I think we're done with the classes. Hooray. Five out of 5. It kind of bugs me that I still have that one incorrect biology question, but I don't think I could fix it even if I wanted to. You have now finished all your classes and passed all your exams. I have this for you from Director Clavel. Large candies. Now you can focus all your efforts on this year's treasure hunt. Be careful out there.